moment to when it starts so I can make sure everything works. Okay. We should, well, actually, I should get a notification from Discord to see if it went off. But there. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna close Discord this time for this one. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Oh, dude, I thought I got stuck.
I mean, it's got that collider right there, but you shouldn't. If it's just a box collider, you shouldn't get too caught on it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you stay right there, you should be fine. But anyways, we should be good to go. Okay. Hello there, Spearmint. Nice to meet you today. How are you doing today, my fine man?
I am doing good. I'm having a good day like usual. It's a Friday.
Fridays are the best days for this game. Well,
yes.
In the way. Anyways, are you...
partying and drinking.
Yeah. Anyways, you ready for the first question?
Yep, I am ready to go.
Okay.
Ask away.
So, why did you join vrchat in the first place, Spearmint?
Way back when it all started, 2017, 2018. That's a long time. I think the original one is I enjoyed the first YouTubes that came out by Foxy and a lot of the other original YouTubers that would stream all the all the shenanigans that everybody was getting up to in the early days of vrchat. You know, with Whoops and all them, and Banana Bread and all them that used to hang around a lot in vrchat. I think that's what attracted me the most, was just seeing it was, well, one, I've already had VR at the start of it, at the very start when the Oculus Rift first came out, the first developer kit, DK1. And then I started dabbling that when I saw vrchat hit the browser before it even came to Steam, and saw, you know, the videos and stuff that made me laugh a lot. It's like, you know what, I want to try that out, because I was always very sociable when I used to play other games, and would not get in Discord, but it was like during the days of Ventrilo and, you know, IRC and all that stuff, and all that stuff how you would communicate before Discord came about, the original voice channels. And then I saw vrchat. Oh, this is a great, you know, way to meet new people and talk to them.
Yeah. Huh. To be honest, that's interesting. That's how you got in. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really simplistic to meet new people.
Yeah. And I think there was like a few like clips on YouTube of you doing certain things, and it's just funny as hell. Because
yeah.
Because I think there was like a snow. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, the snow. Yeah, that's how originally I think everybody knew me was. First, I think one of the biggest first of the streamers that I actually got in contact with was Snow SOS, and it was because of my original avatar was a mix between she was human, disguised herself as human, but she was a Sicilian, which was, you know, a monster girl with tentacles, and she would have a human form and a non-human form. And when he would do all his escapades with the women of vrchat and all, you know, the funny skits and everything, he saw that I was good friends with Tiki, which was a good friend of ours. He comes in vrchat every so often. You know, luckily enough, I met him about a month ago. He actually hopped on vrchat for the first time in ages, and we kind of chatted up. But it was through him that I met Snow SOS, and then we did, you know, the whole tentacle shenanigans bit, and then that was pretty much the history. And then it kind of steamrolled me meeting people up to people, and I guess it always happened. I never had a problem talking with other people. I never been a non-social butterfly per se. I never had any anxiety talking to people and stuff. But that's one of, I think, the luckiest things I can say in all of my days of vrchat, that I've never had depression. I've never gone through, you know, really bad situations that really made me have to seek therapy or anything like that, or use like some people have vrchat as a coping mechanism or a way to maybe get themselves to be more sociable, feel more comfortable around people, since they're not really in the room physically with them, but virtually it seems a little easier for them to break those barriers of communication.
Yeah. I think that question should be answered, but that one's a very interesting one we asked. Okay. So, time for the second question. Why do you RP in vrchat? Like, what was the reasoning behind it? Like, do you have fun doing it or whatever?
Oh yeah, first original. Before I ever got into it, of course, everybody knows that I've danced for over 8 years in vrchat, exotic dancing and stage dancing and stuff like that for Phoenix Palace. My first place was Virgo. Virgo, I knew her IRL because through AMD and stuff when she worked for them, and I started dancing at the different clubs and stuff. But then I started watching streamers during my off time, and I saw that 𝙉𝙋𝙕 and Brunswick were doing adventure RP, what they call it, and that's when I saw my friend Curry. He was playing along with them and everything. It looked really fun, and I don't know. Just one day, I was in a world playing one of the virtual games. I think it was the one where you hit the disc back and forth, trying to hit it in the goal.
About this
world with them. Yeah, with 𝙉𝙄𝙋𝙕. I was then there with 𝙉𝙗𝙗, and me and 𝙉𝙗𝙗 were sitting there chilling, and all of a sudden here comes Brunswick barging through a portal saying, "Hey, damn, I got something to show you. I got a new castle map I'm working on." So we jump over onto a medieval RP map that had like catapults and all that stuff, and he was showing off some of the avatars and some of the things that they would do and some of the interactions that were just now coming about to vrchat as far as RP was concerned. And it got me really interested because Brunswick made me laugh and everything, and I was having a really good time. So I asked him about how do I get started in the RP. I'm not an RP type person. I never did D&D, even though my spouse IRL was a dungeon master and she did D&D pretty preferentially. So after that, it kind of went up, everything rolled downhill from there as far as like going, getting all into it. And through Adventure RP, first I started off doing photos for them. While they were sitting there doing their RP roleplay, I would take photographs of them, capture the moments that were important to them and stuff like that. And then from there, I got invited to Brunswick's project of Fractured Thrones. And he wanted to do a more noble dark themed RP that had permadeath, where dice mattered, because a lot of the few role plays I got into, even through 𝙉𝙋𝙕, I got into Purple Lotus with Sachi, did a lot of that. I still go there when I can, but I wasn't too much into the metaverse roleplay, more of these separate roleplay communities. And when I jumped into Fractured Thrones, I thought it was really interesting that, the concept of the dice really truly mattered. It wasn't this atmosphere of anime-ish cliche, I guess you could say, where it's fun and all. Yeah, you roll the dice, mishaps happen, but there's no really dire consequences. If you want to retire your character, you can retire your character through whatever means you decide to when you work it out with DMs. Whereas Bruns wanted to start an RPG where the dice rule everyone, even himself, everybody else. When they make a roll, and the way the system worked was, when you had a death roll, as long as you didn't hit a 1 the first time, you're okay. You'll survive, and you get a full monologue. It kind of gives you on the cliffhanger of, oh God, is this the moment that I die? Which gives more meaning to your character in roleplay, which I really loved. And after that, after doing Fractured Thrones for the first season, I really got interested in making maps more and more. It made me. Many people know this, and I'm really open about it. In IRL, I'm an engineer in oil and gas. I've been an engineer for going on about 15 years now. And of course, I live comfortably. I make a good amount of money, and I've used that money to put towards other. And I think that's what made me really well known amongst the VRChat community, because the VRChat streamer friends that I made, I know how hard it is to be a streamer and to use that to make money and to make a living. So I donated to them. Just because I know first accounts of how hard it is, because during my days of Justin TV and early days of Twitch, before I even got into VRChat, before anybody ever knew me, I helped a lot of the streamers that are well known now as friends and got to know them. And a lot of people ask me today why I know a lot of these famous streamers. I was always very sociable, very approachable to them, and treated them like a normal person. Many people forget, as a streamer, you're still a normal person behind the mic, behind the avatar, behind anything you do as a platform. You're just a normal person, and I think a lot of people forget that, and they're just like, they don't know how to approach them because they think they're meant to be put on this pedestal. They're unreachable, they're unattainable, when deep down a lot of them just want a friend. They just want a friend that treats them like you would want to be treated IRL. Nothing different. And that's kind of how it got me into wanting to do maps more and stuff, because I loved watching all the streamers that would stream, even me streaming the RPs. It was amazing to see that I could build things that would make them want to RP more, make them want to stream more and have fun doing it, and make it entertaining on the other side of their camera lens for the people who are viewing it. And that's why I look at it. I look at it that I put my money to where it uplifts everybody else, because I've already worked hard in my life. I worked 5 straight years to get where I'm at, of giving up everything to just go to college, go to work, college, home, work, college, home for 5 straight years, gave up everything for it. And now that I'm at where I'm at, where money's no issue, I'm living comfortably. If I can help others before I leave this world, then that's my goal's accomplished, I think. I think that's my ultimate goal, which a lot of people say that's so noble of you, that's so nice of you and stuff. Well, I mean, I guess I owe it to my parents. Not many people I've learned in VRChat, which is why I like it so much. Even RP, I meet people from all across the world that I would never meet, from many walks of life. And I'm able to relate my own experiences with there, and I know that I am very, very lucky to have the parents that I have, grow up in the environment that I have, and still have them support me no matter what I do. Because in the early days when I grew up, many people don't know I was raised a Catholic, And now when I reached the age of, 17, my parents told me, hey, be what you want to be. We will support you. You can worship any way you want to do whatever you want to do. And after that, I opened myself up and got to know the, LGBT community, trans people, everybody around the world. It opened my eyes that religion wasn't everything there was into life. That there's so much more to experience, and it allowed me to open my mind to not being so closed-minded as I was in my early days of growing up, because I was sheltered. I was my parents protected me from the world and all that they thought were bad. But then after that, they were like, the doors are open to you. You live your life how you want to live, which many parents don't do that. They are really strict. They really project what they want for you, instead of saying, here, we gave you the guidelines and the guideposts of our lives that we went through. Live the life how you see fit. We are always here to be a shoulder to lean on, a guide. But more than that, it's your own decision what you do with your life. And many people don't get that opportunity, as I learned throughout the years of being in this community of VRChat. and roleplay.
Huh. Yeah, that's very understandable. And when you were mentioning on how you were raised, as long as you follow the golden rule on how you treat people, you're a good human being.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this is, if you don't mind, like...
Oh, go ahead.
Being raised as a Catholic, you know how they teach you that man and a woman, that's all there is, you know, kind of relationship. That vrchat opened me up past that to say that whatever God you might believe in, I don't see that person, if there is one that exists, because I don't want to project my views on anyone, is that if there were, if as I believe in God, is how he would look down on people that truly loved one another. I just don't see that possibility there. You know, people forget, you know, old ancient religions and stuff are still written by humans. They're still fallible. They're still on the projection of what they viewed during that time. What was right, what was wrong to them. And I just think that all of us are born with a morality that we know what's right or wrong deep down. You know when you lied to somebody. You know when you've hurt somebody. It's that feeling in the pit of your stomach. You know when you've done wrong. But when you love a man and a man together, a woman and a woman together, if you truly love them, I don't see any God in existence harboring any animosity towards that. I really don't. That's somebody that you're giving your whole life to. When you make a commitment in a relationship, it's everything. It's all or nothing. It's what completes you, so to speak. So I would say definitely vrchat, and about 2 years prior to that, when my parents opened the floodgates, I kind of made my own choices and my own decisions, and I came to that realization that I'm going to live my life to the fullest in helping others and being more open-minded than I've never ever been. And ever since then, I'm happy that I did. I'm happier for it because I've met so many wonderful people from all walks of life, no matter who they love. Never judge them until you get to know them. And it hasn't proved me wrong yet, and I'm so happier for it. I really am.
Yeah. Sorry. For some reason, while you were talking about that, I was almost about to get emotional. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah. I was letting you just talk your heart out, so it's fine. Hold on.
You're fine.
Oh, yeah. I was just seeing who was in chat while you were talking. Holy shit. Okay. Whew. You can tell you shocked me with what you said right there. Even though that was the RP question. Whew. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, RP led you into meeting all kinds of people. Not only vrchat alone, but RP as well. And it gets you away from your day-to-day stuff. It lets you have fun and play somebody else. Like, what would you do as another character if you grew up in this world or persona? Which I find really fun.
Yeah, that's the point of it. That's how it works. Okay, yeah. Let's go to the third question. Do you have any dreams or goals in life?
Well, I guess the dreams and goal in life is... Okay, well, I've said this before to a lot of people who have met me in vrchat. The most impactful person that ever came in my life was definitely my grandfather. Because he was the most pivotal person in my life. Reason being is, like I said, I have great parents, and they want to teach your child things in life that you need to know before they're gone. And when my grandfather was passing away, he was actually the first person IRL that I ever got to watch pass away. And my parents weren't doing it to be cruel to me or anything like that. They were trying to teach me how valuable your life is, that this is it. This is the one chance you have to make the most of your life, because when you're at the precipice of passing on, it's whatever you leave behind is what you'll be remembered for. And I always remembered when I was beside my grandfather holding his hand before he passed, he did tell me one thing before they let him sleep and then stop the machines, was he said that whatever you do, when you are successful, when you are truly successful, when you feel that you have met all that you want to live comfortably, then I suggest you give at least over, if not more than half of your wealth or life away. You'll be better for it and you'll be remembered for it. Give it to the ones you love, people you cherish, people you find value in. Make an impact on their lives, because you only have this one chance to do so. And so ever since then, I said, fine, that's what I want to do. And that's when I started working those 5 years to get where I am today, 5 years. And then after that, working the job for, 10 plus years after that, because I did internships with it and stuff. And then that's when I started using my money to go towards streamers, friends in need, not only like St. Jude's and all the other donations that, normal people do. I find it more impactful for me giving to the ones I meet and stuff, because I can get instantly, I guess, see the gratification instantly, instantly see their life change for the better, and I'm not like over wealthy or anything like that. I'm just well off enough that I can live day by day, and that in the coming years I could retire comfortably and be happy. But anything extra is like, as long, and I told my boss at work this, because a lot of people in my job currently, you normally don't stay there too long, because they'll hop from company to company to keep kind of building wealth, Me, I'm like on the opposite spectrum, almost like my father, which was, if I find a place comfortable and it has a modicum of increase in, income wages over time, as long as I'm happy there, I'm not going to move around. I'm going to dedicate myself to the people and the team I work with, because they're like a second family to me. And that's why I'm so lucky to be the job at I'm at, because it feels like a second family. And so now that I'm at the precipice where bills are easily paid, I can take a vacation whenever I want. I don't have an extravagant home. I have a big home, yes, but I don't go without my means. I want more. I want more. I'm not this. I don't let the greed take over of wanting more. I was like, if I can live every day comfortably, go home happy every day, and then make changes in people's lives, that's what I want to do. And ever since then, he was right. When you give as much as if you give more than what you take in, it comes back to you in spades. Because I've learned time and time again, and I've seen it time and again for my friends in vrchat that have gone through hard times themselves, but have also donated to others, that when they've gone through hard times, within a matter of minutes, they get donations that add up to tens of thousands of dollars, because people want to see them be uplifted, because at one given point they help them. And it's just that good karma that comes around, and it will always pay itself in spades. And I think what was really telling was when someone passes away like my grandfather did, and you see, and I'm not joking, when you see literally almost 2 miles of cars behind that hearse, you know that man made an impact on somebody's life. When you have that many cars following behind your casket, that's when you know that person met his ultimate goal in touching the lives of so many. And he had a hard one. His wasn't easy. He served in the wars and a lot of other things, and I learned a lot from it. And so, yeah, so the dream is definitely to live my life to the fullest, but also give in kind. Show people that there is kindness out there. No matter how wealthy or no matter what your beliefs are, there is kindness out there to be had, and you're not alone.
Yeah, that's... Whew. Damn. Sorry, some of these questions are leaving me Well, questions and answers are leaving me speechless. Oof.
Well, I don't know. My mother always told me that I have a. Many people might find this kind of funny, but my mother has told me literally time and again when she hugs me, because I'm the littlest child. I'm the youngest out of the 3 siblings, and she hugs me all the time. I don't know if I'm mama's child or what, but she always tell me, sweetie, you always have a special aura around you. No matter where you go, people gather around you. They like to be around you. They get intoxicated by your happiness that you give off. Never change that about you. And I think she was kind of right, because I don't know why, for some ever reason, people gather around me, and some people think it's just because of the things that I do in dancing wise and stuff like that, but I think it's much more than that I'm not fake. I don't lie to people. I don't try and project myself as some wonderful person that just grew up into wealth. I even remember when I worked at a Sonic Drive-In for years, and paying for my own car, $200 a month that I would make. I would pay for my own car, no matter if my parents could pay for it. They instilled in me really early on the value of $1 and how hard it is to make it in this world that is cruel. That's the one thing they did teach me, is that this world, and I try and tell everybody, that's why I like vrchat so much, as the interaction is, life is cruel. Life is hard. Life really doesn't care about you. You have to care about yourself and others to make it in this world and to form bonds, because the world is harsh. I know no matter what, I am a really blessed person, because I could have grown up in South Africa or one of these other places that are in constant war, or in the Middle East where war is happening constantly over, religion, beliefs, and everything. And I am so lucky to be born who I was and where I was, and I never let that escape me.
Sorry, vrchat keeps glitching on me, but Pokash said something in chat. Let me read it out for you real quick. He said, Spirit is definitely one of those people that people enjoy being around. I know I enjoy their company.
Yeah, no, Poke, he's a really good friend.
Yeah, Pokash is a sweetheart. Sorry, Poke, I had to call you out on that one because I saw your thing. Hold on, let's see if he said something back. I'd probably give him a moment.
Okay.
Sorry. My nose has been fucking runny today. Give me a moment.
Well, it is going into fall, too, because you get in that fall, the trees are releasing, pollen and stuff. I think in the fall, we have that fall pollen that starts getting released because summer's ending.
Yeah.
At least here in the States.
Yeah, that's the thing about fall. Sure, that means Halloween and other shit's coming around, but ugh, does not help me when my body does not like fucking pollen going right into my system. I'm like, I sound like a person that went to the dentist, got fillings, and now I sound dumb, like Ted from Ted 2. I'm a little fucked up, but will you love me forever and ever? Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Fourth question. Do you ever think about what it's like if you never found vrchat? How you would feel like if you never found it?
Well, if I never found it, I probably would have stuck with the normal communities, the other communities I was part of, because I've been always a part of the gamer community, so I don't think that would have changed much. But I don't think I would have got the wider scope of meeting so many people, because even with the old way of communicating, whether it was Ventrilo or one of the other, or even, at the time if Discord just existed, I think the scope of round the world kind of scope of meeting people would have been a lot narrower, or would have took a lot longer. I think VRChat as a platform really opened the doors to more internationally than anything to me. And I think that window would have narrowed if VRChat wasn't around. That my scope of people that I would have met would have narrowed a lot and would have took a lot longer to expand.
Fair point.
I think that's probably the difference. And plus, I guess it harbors into my nature. I like new technology. That's one thing that I don't know what it is about me, but I tickle a lot of people. Is that I didn't know the first thing, like, before I made my model from the ground up, is like I never know anything, but I've always been the curiosity that if I can watch a YouTube video or read documentation, I'm going to try and learn it. So it's like, and that's when I got into world people, and now people are seeing how I build. Well, the only reason why I build good worlds, for RP is because of Lawful and a lot of the other people who have been doing it for years. I find people that are willing to teach me or willing to sit in a call with me, and it's a way to meet how they came about doing, artistic stuff and like that. So yes, I definitely think if VRChat wasn't around, I think I would still be meeting people, still doing the good things that I do, donating to people and stream stuff. But I think it would have took a lot longer for my view scope to expand without VRChat. It would have been more narrower, climb up kind of thing.
Yeah. You're not wrong. That's really understandable. And Pogue just said something, and VRChat seems to make the world a lot smaller. Regards of connection. That's what Pokeash just said. Yeah. Which
yeah, it's easy.
Sorry.
No. He's right. Definitely right about that. It just opened the world up a lot easier. And especially. I just I don't know, I love that feeling of being in the same room with them. Like, even if we're in avatars and stuff, that it just, the phantom sense and the sensation of being able to feel like you're actually hugging that person, just, it me being more sociable IRL, I think just VRChat was the launching pad for me to just meet so many incredible people. And so many people that I think were happy to meet me, and we're looking for people like me that will show them that the world is, you're not so alone as you may think.
Very true. And it's good to have people around and friends around to hang out with you and have a good time. That's why I would say.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
we learned that we learned that definitely so through the pandemic, that without VR, I think a lot of us wouldn't have survived without VRChat being around during those days of going through COVID and stuff, because it allowed us to still be around each other.
Yeah. Sorry, VRChat did it again. Fucking hell.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. They need to fix that bug when it won't let you unmute. That's so stupid.
Huh, I didn't know you. I'm on the open beta right now, so I haven't had that issue yet.
Yeah, I'm just on the normal version, so it's whatever. I just literally fixed by going back into the Steam VR menu and then pressing the button again to unmute. That's why. That's why if anyone on stream sees us go pixelated for a moment, that's me literally trying to unmute sometimes. So yeah.
No worries.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I feel like it's a place where actually my friend Hero in chat, he said, oh, hold on, better make sure I'm not going to turn the fucking desk. He said, feel like it's a place where you talk about the same things and discuss those things. Also, I need soda. Oh, okay, Hero. But that's basically what Hero said. It's hard to read that shit when the little YouTube heart icon is right there. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm trying to read what it's saying there. That's one thing about fucking YouTube streaming. it's hard to see what it says when that one emote to do emojis blocks a fucking word. I'm like, fuck. Sorry, I had to do a little bit of comedic relief because I'm like, eh. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, yep. Actually, hold on. I might just show one of my emotes for the fuck of it. Sorry. Anyways, okay, let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to keep a head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5th question on the vrchat intro Q&A. Is there anything in IRL you want to do besides doing vrchat?
Anything else, IRL? Let me think. Anything else, IRL? I don't know. I think the only other thing that I enjoy that I would like to do IRL is when I go to California to visit my spouse's parents. I love flying in the private planes they have and stuff. Those are a lot of fun. And so always want to, if I ever had the time, even in my retirement years when they finally come about, I think I might take up, pilot lessons and do that as a, recreational thing, because it seems really fun and I really enjoy it when I'm up there in the sky. There's nothing more freeing than being, thousands of miles above the ground, just flying and, in the open air and just seeing everything. It makes you show you just how small you really are, in the grand scheme of everything. And I think that's one thing I would enjoy IRL. Other than the only other thing that I enjoy IRL, I think, is collecting a lot of, anime, of course, because I really love anime, but just pop culture of stuff. A lot of Japanese stuff is what me and my spouse like to collect a lot of. I think before vrchat, I was, and I still am now, but I'm a very, very extravagant Hatsune Miku fan and stuff like that, and a lot of the Vocaloids. So that's kind of, when vrchat came about, that was one of the things I really loved, because I used to be partnered with the Krypton Media Group and stuff like that, because a lot of my early vrchat streams focused around Hatsune Miku and the Vocaloids, and I knew a lot of people in the industry that did a lot of the work for that.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying not to laugh on Mike because fucking my friend Hero fucking said in chat, insert California girls dance meme.
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Yeah,
okay, there we go.
One. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. It'd be funny if we both did it.
Well, I actually did a music video to that.
Oh, you did?
I actually did. I need to share. Yes, I did a full-on where I was in a bikini dancing to it on the beach. I have to find the video, but I did do one. I did a full recording of me dancing on the beach to that song. But it wasn't the meme one. It was, just regular dancing.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, Jesus. To be honest, you won't know what that. It's nice. It's nice to dance and shit. There's some others I mentioned, but I'm like, try to keep this just about you, not me. So I'm like, don't do it. Okay. I think that's that question section done. Now on to the next one. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
So, what are your thoughts on new games coming out, like Starfield, Mortal Kombat 1, and Payday 3?
I've only barely played into the Paydays. I'm going to try out Payday 3 with some friends because I've never really tried that, so I'm interested in that. Mortal Kombat, I've always been a big fan of, because I remember playing the original ones when they first came out, like way back when, and I remember, and it's so funny when the first Mortal Kombat series from way back when came out. That was the big, news topic was blood and gore in video games, and it was so bad. And then like I look at the new Mortal Kombat, it's like, man, that was really tame compared to today's standards of what you find in video games, which is kind of hilarious of how closed off a lot of content was on the television when television was more prevalent. Now everything's to streaming and streaming platforms. But I think out of the three, definitely though, I've been playing a lot of Starfield. That was the big one that I was into because people know me more or less for being a big Star Citizen fan. So I was both a fan of Star Citizen first and foremost, then No Man's Sky, and then when I saw Starfield. And even though Starfield isn't, I guess you could say at the early beginning, living up to its big expectations as far as everybody had for it, I think down the road, just like Skyrim, it'll have a very, very long lifespan because of the modding community and the tools that they're going to be getting for it. Because from what I've seen of what they'll be able to do with what they're given is pretty extravagant, and being able to create a planet, create, different places for people to visit. I think once all the modders get a hold of it and really grow it out, I think it'll be a really fun game to engross yourself with. The story seems very good. I'm taking my time with it, basically. So the Starfield one was the big one I was most intended on playing with, and so far I've been enjoying it for what it is. I wasn't expecting, because coming from Star Citizen, where you and No Man's Sky, where that's a planet you're landing wherever you want on it and can walk endlessly, versus yes, Starfield is a lot of loading screens. Load to this, load to this, load to this, load to this. But also the quality is left pretty high and the interaction is pretty good. So, there's always a caveat that you're going to have to a game. Like Star Citizen is going to be in development for probably years to come. It's kind of one of those games I don't really see them ever. They'll get it to a certain completion of, saying that it's completed, but they're always going to be changing things and it's always going to be evolving. Where No Man's Sky, I'm very happy with compared to Starfield, is that they stuck with it. No matter what Sony pushed them into, at the end of the day, they continued their promise of releasing updates free of charge and expanding the game, and now it's a really, really good game. And then when Starfield comes out, like it has, I think it'll have the same effect. I think over time it'll get better and better and better as modders do things with it.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Someone just put another thing in chat. It's about a tournament for the fight or realm you're in as a warrior, and in order to protect it, you have to fight as that realm's champion. The concept is interesting. That's what Hero just said.
Ooh, that sounds more in depth than this new Mortal Kombat. Sounds like it's going to be even more in depth.
Yeah.
As far as the gameplay is concerned.
Yeah. And actually, when you were talking about Starfield, I was told recently there's a new, they said it was like a memory leak, and I asked what kind of memory leak, and I'm like, oh, it's something with the RAM. So like when the game's still on, the RAM will keep like ramming up more and more and then crash the game or your computer. So that's, yeah. Like some friends have told me about it.
Luckily enough, I haven't played it long enough. Yeah, luckily enough, I haven't played it that long. I mean, I'll play it for 2 or 3 hours, but also my rig isn't like normal rig. It's got 128 gigabytes of RAM, so it's got a lot for it to absorb.
I only have 64 gigabytes of RAM. Like, boy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do a lot of my work. I do a lot of AutoCADing, so I need as much RAM and VRAM and all that jazz for doing what I do IRL and in VR and world building and stuff. It helps.
Yeah. Sheesh. Even after this stream, I should have asked you like what kind of parts I should get when I want to make my own PC tower. Like, goddamn, dude. But that's gonna be safe after. That's gonna be something said after stream because. Plans. I don't want people knowing. But saying that, oh, hold on. Poke just said video RAM and PC RAM. Well, not PC RAM. So it's video RAM. Okay, thank you, Poke.
Video. Yeah, well, I mean, I got a 4090, so it's got the most you can actually, I guess, get unless you go Titan series or one of the Quadro cards that are not really made for gaming.
Yeah. God damn it, vrchat. Stop! Jesus. You can tell what just happened again. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's understandable, that one. Do we want to do that one that was after the new games coming out, or not?
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
it.
you can do it. But I could talk about, well, I mean, go ahead. What is it? It's on the topic of, you said is OnlyFans, right?
Yeah. I think, like, if we talk about a way where we won't get in trouble, we're fine. It's just like a little bit risky because you know how YouTube is, so that's why I'm like kind of like iffy about asking this one. You know, fuck it. So like, as long as it's not like too sexualized, I think we're fine. We're just talking about it.
Yeah, talking about the platform, like, talk about the platform, OnlyFans or Fansly, like platforms like that.
Yeah.
What's the question you wanted to ask about it?
Basically, what are your thoughts when someone like basically posts like nudes of themselves while they're with someone they are married to, basically, in a way? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, thoughts are it's up to the couple, the individual, what they decide to show, to the world and not to the world. I think it's the same with my own spouse and me. It's kind of like that thing, that agreement that we have internally is like, as long as it doesn't cross the threshold of intermingling with our IRL lives, not going beyond the pictures, the videos and stuff that's on the web, where people just start coming to your house and wanting to interact with your relationship or anything. I think it's fine. I think if you have set boundaries, per your spouse, that's what it always is. I always believe that marriage or girlfriend, boyfriend, or just where, even now that it's more popular than ever, where people don't really get married much anymore, they just live with each other. They find somebody that they have lives and they just want to live with each other, and whether it's sexual or not in nature, it's fine by me. But I always have this belief, what I've learned in relationships is that I really truly believe that we walk on this earth only half of ourselves, 50% of ourselves. And that eventually you find that other person that makes you complete. That's your other half. That makes you 100%. Because they usually have faults, weaknesses, strengths, dislikes, likes, opposite to yourself, and they counterbalance you. They kind of complete you as a person when you do find that person. And I've people ask me, well, when am I going to meet that person? Because I get that question a lot in vrchat, and relationship wise and sexual wise. Well, when will I know it's them and stuff? And I've learned, even through my own relationship, is love, relationships, all that. When you just stop looking for it, it will come find you. It will just happen without you knowing it or without you doing it. Because 9 times out of 10, it's usually like me and my spouse's relationship. And people will laugh. It all started with first, us knowing that we liked anime. And then from there, the first thing we watched together was Sailor Moon, because that's what she was big into, was Sailor Moon at the time, because she loved the artist in Japan that did the original manga series of it.
Yeah, that's understandable. And actually, brain dump. Fuck, sorry, my brain just literally was gonna say something when on that one part of your question you were answering, and my brain just went on me. I'm like, shit. Basically, my short-term memory just like kicked in. Like, oh, fuck me, dude.
About that. Well, I mean, I think at the end of the day, when you're doing something extracurricular like that's sexual, but it's more open on the internet and stuff, I believe as long as your spouse, as long as you're honest with that's the main thing, is being honest with your spouse, IRL, of what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and now I remember. Thank you. Now you just reminded me. Thank you. Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, basically, when you said like when people ask like how will they know if they meet someone the love of their life, and for me, I'm actually gonna say this right now because I was gonna say something interesting on this, and basically what I'm gonna say is, for me, it took me a while in 2017, and before we're in 2018, but around 2017, me and my IRL girlfriend got together during that time, and we were together until 2022 when we broke up, and then we got back together this year. So you can think that I kind of skipped, but like basically me and her were with each other for 4 years, you know, we sometimes barely communicated because, you know, I didn't have a phone, but after all that shit, me and her are still like going strong, and I love her very much. And plus the amount of stupid episodes I've had with her when we were in high school. Because like, I won't mention it on stream. Let's just say when she got hyper, she would go bloop. And I'm gonna say, watch my ass. Yeah, if you get it, she basically went finger, poke down there. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways. Oh, goddamn, poke. He said he forgot. You know, hold on. Fuck you. I just love this index. I can just go, fuck you.
But yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's just you being honest with your spouse. Yeah. And then everything will fall into place. It's all about what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, that's basically how it works. I don't think there's anything else on that question. Do you want to skip the vrchat update one?
Oh, you can go ahead and ask it.
Okay, just making sure.
I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple enough to answer.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about the vrchat updates? Like, do you think it's helping the game or killing it?
I think it's helping it in the long term, especially when 2022 drops. Because recently, vrchat finally got everything fixed that they needed. Well, they've been waiting for Unity to catch up on their LTS side to fix one or two issues that vrchat been happening. And they finally fixed it, and that's why we're going to 2022. And then from there, the reason why they're leaping to 2022 instead of 2021 and 2020 is because once they hit 2022, then it's every 2 years. It'll be no more if it's going to happen. No, it's going to be 2022. Then, you know, it's going to be every 2 year skip. Every 2 years, vrchat will be constantly upgrading with the next Unity. During that time or point that they hit, but every 2 years it will be upgrading because it'll be at that point where the LTS has everything fixed that vrchat needed, you know. But has it helped the game? Yes. And I kind of laugh because of this topic, because of the fun fact that, you know, months early on where everybody was spelling doom and gloom when, you know, vrchat did the whole
easy anti-cheat
and you know, all this going into it, and that it kind of hampered a lot of the so-called rippers in vrchat. And I mean, they still can get around the API today. That's with any game. But the main thing is that they were trying to get the foundations that they need to where the platform's more, I guess, where they're more legally safeguarded from outside influences, you know, protecting the game itself going forward, but also opening it up to where they can add all these new features that they've been working in the background, because, you know, a lot of people think, you know, they copycat a lot of these things from other people when they've already had these great ideas. It's just been taking them a while to get it implemented because of certain coder stuff. And once, like, Kong and a lot of the other people that they got to do the full body rework and everything else, you know, these good people in the vrchat community just came about, and at the right time, the right moment, the specific people they were looking for, because people don't realize, you know, vrchat right now, you have, if you look at their server load, they got thousands and thousands and thousands, you know, tens of thousands of people playing it at any given time. That server capacity is not free, and it is not cheap. and they can't go on the premise forever of the, you know, gaming. Not, I wouldn't say loans, but the partnerships that they form with like Oculus and Facebook and the, you know, and Vive, where, you know, they get these big donations to keep pushing, you know, the technology forward, because in turn what they learn software side helps these people who invest in them. Because I can see eventually VRChat, you know, like VRChat Plus, whether like it or hate it, if you want VRChat to stick around, eventually some of it's going to have to be monetized.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to say something because someone asked a chat question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, Hero asks, "What's your thoughts on the new game Bomb Rush Cyber Funk?"
Game Rush. Is it that VR game by oh gosh, what was it? Is it in VRChat or is it a separate game? I don't know. If I'm thinking the same one.
It could be a separate game. Hero, is that a separate game or is it in VRChat? Just to clarify, just ask, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to make sure. Because I feel like that. Well, actually, no, he was talking about it last night when I was with him, so probably could be on Steam.
Give me one moment here. I'm going to check something here.
Oh, go ahead.
Because I think it's funny what he's leaning into. Let me check real quick. Oh, is it Dance Dash Full Body Rhythm Game? Is it that one he's talking about?
Well, it could be.
It's made by Rebuff Reality. Is the ones who made it.
Yeah. I also don't know how. Okay, he said yes, so it's a separate game, I guess. So, oh wait, yeah. Okay. So it's basically like Bomberman, if I'm right. So separate game on Steam. So I guess it's like.
Is it from Rebuff Reality?
Probably not. If it's like a separate game. So probably
called Dance Dash.
Hold on. Let me look at the name again. Bomb Rush Cyber Funk. Okay, Bomb Rush.
Okay, I haven't tried that one yet.
Yeah. So there's probably nothing to say on that one, but like it sounds interesting with the name. Okay. Sounds like.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I might check that one out later to see how much money it is. Because I might check it out. Because funny enough, I was gonna buy Sniper Elite 4 last night, so I can shoot people in the nuts for the hell of it.
But yeah, so far I don't think the VRChat updates are killing it whatsoever. I think if anything, it's and the things that I know that are coming, it's just going to get better and better. And a lot of new features that are coming is just going to make. You know, they're making things a lot easier, and the worlds, with the 2022 update coming, the worlds are just going to get a lot better, especially the interactions in them. So I think the updates are not going to kill the game. They're just going to make it grow more.
Yeah. And hold on, Hero just put something in chat again saying, he said, no, it's like a Jet Set Radio. Huh.
Okay. No, I have not played that yet. Yeah. Interesting. I'll try it out, definitely.
Oh, it's $40. Okay. That's not too bad for a game if it's $40. It means it's probably good.
No, especially, it probably has a lot of music to it.
Yeah. Why am I just imagining Sonic 2 Adventure? Sorry. My brain's just literally kicking in order, or I, for some reason, just think of music, and then all of a sudden I just hear, rolling at the speed of sound. Gotta find my rainbow. Jesus Christ. Okay, we probably can ask the Quest 2 update one, because that one is kind of interesting to talk about. Oh, goddammit, VRChat, let me move.
Well, I didn't read in too much on the Quest 2 updates, if you want to clarify or expand upon that.
Yeah, I can expand onto it. So basically, when that was released and whatever, because funny enough, I knew about this update before it came out, because this is when VR Pill was still around before he disappeared, and basically he said when this Quest 2 update was going to come out, it was going to make it where there's going to be more people coming into the game and whatever else. And I thought it was cool, but like when it happened, oh boy, there were so many fucking children saying the racial slurs and then whatever else, and then you know, it goes on and on from there. Because you know what happens in this game.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh boy.
No, I mean they do. I mean they do have that 13+ warning on it, but I mean it's not. It's kind of like one of the things that in vrchat that I wish they would do is like do a more disclaimer of the +18 where you have to sign for it kind of thing on the game and stuff. Just because we know that it reaches such a broad audience around the world. Because even then, age differences do matter in different countries. You know, a lot of people get married a lot early on in a very young, early age that you would think is adolescence here in the States, and it's different in other countries. That's why I think they should have put like a +18, you know, kind of sign off kind of thing. Yeah. For the game itself, just because of what's in it and what can be possibly in it. Because I'm sorry, not a game this big, they cannot monitor everything. That's asking the impossible, you know, for them to do.
It's just a lot of things to do, and like if they want to like thought more clearly about it, because like even there's like that thing with like people lying about their age. Because like say if we had a machine that could like go, okay, let me see how old you are. Oh, you're not that age. You're lying. Fuck you. You know, basically like that concept. Like it's just like we're not there yet. He's like we're not there yet.
Yeah,
with
we're not there. Yeah.
Yeah. So like for the people that have been already scarred into this game, that's your fault. It's vrchat fault and then your fault at the same time for the parents that have, you know, not thought twice. But anyways, let's.
So you did mention. So what's going on with vrpil not being around? I mean, I thought he's still, as far as I'm aware, he's still around, just not.
Yeah, sorry if I cut you off, but boy, I don't know how to answer that one. Okay, basically, the last time I saw him was probably around 2019 or 2020 or 2022. Mm-hmm. But like the last time I talked to him was literally when he was streaming Craftopia before Craftopia was having that update where basically like a while back. And I said, how are you? And I mentioned vrchat a little, and his chat needs to go, don't ask me about anything about vrchat. And I'm like, oh, okay, sorry. And so even after that,
interesting.
After that, oh, sorry.
No, it said interesting. I'm guessing maybe he stepped away from the game then. I'm not sure.
Well, he probably still gets on, but I don't know. But like the other thing is, I was kind of jaw-dropping because I was told about this from a friend. Let's just say you remember the bowling alley world, Rock and Bowl.
Oh yes,
it's gone. It was deleted. I'm not joking. I'm literally not joking, which is the sad part. Or it could be there, but it's gone. Because I searched through my shit and it's gone. And I feel sad about it. Because that world was like one of the few first worlds I joined when I first played this game, and I miss it so much. And with whatever else has happened, I can't say much about the vrpil thing, because, you know, it's too personal. So I'm like, oh, I can say so much.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can move on then.
Yeah. And the last question. To really reword this one so it's a little bit different. How do you feel about the person that runs Shoujo, or like the person you know? Since I have met the person that has run it when I was with you that one time talking about world stuff like a year back ago.
I mean, it is their company. They can run it how they see fit. I just know that a lot of people jumped ship recently off of it the last couple of months, and I don't know. these companies that try and get help or trying to form these little collective of people. I've been a part of those types before. They're good when you're trying to get started. You know, you're trying to get a fresh start. I think they're good for new people and stuff like that. But I think those kind of companies, once you've been with them for at least, 1 or 2 years, I would move on to your own, doing your own thing. That way you have more creative freedom. Because regardless of the company, they're still going to look for themselves, how can we make the most money, not only for you, but for us too. You're no longer working for just you, you're working for them as well. So you have a certain persona you have to, or certain bars you have to stay at, working for companies like that. So
yeah,
I think it's one of those things that's helpful for you to get a start, but also one of those things that you don't really stick with forever.
Yeah, and even with that, it's understandable. And actually, just to ask one last question, just to end it off perfectly. What are your thoughts about when Project Melody got big and blew up on the internet?
Well, I knew Project Melody well before then. As many people don't know, we still talk on, in DMs and messages on Twitter, because she's one of my old friends before she blew up. I knew her. I knew her when she did just chatterbait, non VR, non melody, nothing.
Yeah.
It was just her. Physically, and then when she came into vrchat, we were showing around, we taught her some things. I even danced in front of her a lot to teach her some dancing moves and techniques, and then she said, well, I'm making an avatar, and I'm getting an avatar made, and then I'm going to be doing my chatterbait and this, rolled into it. And I said, well, you go, girl, you get into it. And then from there, it just got more and more and more popular, and I'm happy that she's been able to make something of it. Because I remember where she started and where she is now. I'm really happy for sister to be where she's at. And so, yeah, knowing her personally, she's a big meme lord. So she's very fun to be around, very funny, and yeah, she's all around good sis. She really is.
Fair enough. That's understandable. I understand it. I think that's everything. So with that told, before I end the stream, the episode. You want to say anything to chat, to the stream, before we end?
I think the best thing is always be kind to everyone. One thing I can leave with is I know a bunch of people that I've met over the years that no matter how you might have been wronged by somebody or somebody might have mistreated you, I would definitely not hold that in your heart for long. Because if you live a life to where you hate someone forever or hold animosity for them, you'll never be happy. You never will be happy, and it gives you nothing in return. If somebody's wronged you, that's fine. Forgive and walk away and live your life to the fullest. I've seen too many people hold hatred to other people and cling on to that and just let it rule their life or eat them up inside, or always have in the back of your mind, are they talking about me now or talking about me then? It's just one of those things that if you have a falling out or a friend that you leave behind or any animosity or some wrongdoing, I would not hold it in your heart for long, because life is too short to really hold hatred to anybody, because it does no good when you can put that energy elsewhere to more positive things in life and helping others.
That's a good way to end this off. And take his advice. He is a really good friend of mine. Anyways, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you on episode 9 on What the Fox.